Barack Obama will attack Donald Trump in a virtual appearance at the third day of the Democrat National Convention. The former US president will appear over video and is set to skewer Mr. Trump's presidency. Mr. Obama's appearance at the convention will also see him throw support behind his former vice president and Democrat nominee Joe Biden. His message will attempt to galvanize support for Mr. Biden ahead of the November 3 election. The former president will pledge Mr. Biden will lead the US out of dark times caused by Mr. Trump's presidency, calling Mr. Biden his friend and brother. Mr. Obama will savage Mr. Trump's time in office in a strong condemnation of Mr. Trump. He plans to say, he's shown no interest in putting in the work, no interest in finding common ground, no interest in using the awesome power of his office to help anyone but himself and his friends, no interest in treating the presidency as anything but one more reality show that he can use to get the attention he craves. Mr. Obama will also praise Mr. Biden's record as his vice president. He will make the remarks from the Museum of the American Revolution in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and praise Mr. Biden as a good leader and man. Mr. Obama will add, 12 years ago, when I began my search for a vice president, I didn't know I'd end up finding a brother Joe, and I came from different places and different generations, but what I quickly came to admire about him is his resilience, born of too much struggle, his empathy, born of too much grief. Focusing again on Mr. Trump, Mr. Obama will then also admit he never expected the Republican president to carry on his administration's policies. He will then share his wife Michelle Obama's assessment of the president and attack Mr. Trump for not growing into the job. Mr. Obama will continue, the consequences of that failure are severe: 170,000 Americans dead, millions of jobs gone, our worst impulses unleashed, our proud reputation around the world badly diminished, and our democratic institutions threatened like never before. Mr. Trump has already rebuking Mr. Obama's attacks and said if his predecessor did a better job he would not have run. He added at a press conference, President Obama did not do a good job, and the reason I'm here is because of President Obama and Joe Biden. Because if they did a good job, I wouldn't be here. Probably if they did a good job I wouldn't have even run. I would have been very happy. I enjoyed my previous life very much. But they did such a bad job that I stand before you as president. Mr. Obama's comments are the latest stinging attacks coming from the Democrat National Convention. Mrs. Obama accused Mr. Trump yesterday of failing to meet the moment throughout his presidency. Former President Bill Clinton also weighed in and savaged Mr. Trump for only spending hours a day watching TV and zapping people on social media. Hillary Clinton, Democrat nominee for president in 2016, will also urge Democrats to vote for Mr. Biden as their lives and livelihoods are on the line.